Our next speaker is Jill Promoli. Jill, you can come up, please. Jill, you'll have 3 minutes, and I think you probably know the drill.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jill Promoli. I live in Mississauga now and previously lived in Toronto. All 3 of our children were born at Sunnybrook Hospital. 3 years ago, we lost our son Jude following a flu outbreak at our school. On Monday, May 2nd, 2016, I received a call from my daughter's kindergarten teacher telling me that she'd suddenly developed a fever. It was at that point that I learned that there had been a nasty bug going through the class for several weeks, and it had already affected most of the kids, some fairly seriously. Isla was better in less than 24 hours, and we kept her home until Thursday to make sure we wouldn't further spread infection. On Friday, May 6th, Jude, one of my 2-year-old twins, woke up with a low-grade fever, but showed no other symptoms. He died that afternoon during his nap, 3 feet away from his brother. The cause of death later confirmed as influenza B causing cardiac arrest. Jude had otherwise been perfectly healthy, never giving us cause for concern. We've always vaccinated on schedule, including the annual flu shot. Jude had received his flu shot 6 months earlier. While we know vaccination is our best first defense against preventable illnesses, we also know that a certain percentage of people will fail to develop immunity from their own vaccinations. We can't predict who those people will be. 3 years ago, it was Jude, and he's gone now because of that, and because the vaccination rate for flu in our region wasn't high enough to stop the disease from spreading in our community and reaching him. We can see how quickly illness in the classroom can impact not only the other students in the class, but also their families who they may take it home to, and also to others in the community. When we make a decision about whether or not to vaccinate our children, we aren't only deciding whether we're willing to risk our own kids contracting a preventable disease, we're also making a decision for other families that will either increase or decrease the level of risk we're posing on them. Vaccination isn't simply a personal choice, but a public one, because it's a choice that impacts every single person we come in contact with. We aren't vaccinating children against these diseases because they're inconvenient, but because when we don't, people die. Vaccine hesitancy is a growing problem today. There's a great deal of misinformation about vaccination, and often the loudest voices in the conversation are the most extreme. We all want what's best for our kids, and with so much doubt planted, many parents feel unsure about what that is. We can't be complacent in the face of this trend. With increasing numbers of people choosing not to vaccinate, either fully or in part, we're seeing larger holes in the vaccine safety net that prevents diseases from spreading throughout our population. We all know that kids are wonderful, but let's be honest, sometimes they're disgusting. They wipe their noses with their hands, they lick things, they touch each other. They often forget to cover their coughs and sneezes. And a classroom full of young ones doing this sets up an environment where disease can spread easily, and that's why we need to do a better job together of vaccinating as a first defense against illness. This is particularly important for kids in our schools who are at higher risk because of underlying health issues like asthma, congenital heart defect, or diabetes. While children are already more susceptible to the more serious effects of preventable disease because of their age, there are kids in our public school system who carry an extra vulnerability, whose right to receive an education should not be diminished by the increased risk and worry brought in by preventable outbreaks that have the greater potential to put them in serious harm. Every child has the right to a safe and healthy learning environment.
Jill, you're just over 3 minutes.
Oh, thank you.
Close in a sentence.
Okay. Let's see. We know how to keep our families safe. It's time to put that knowledge into practice.
Thank you. Any questions for Jill, the deputant? Seeing none, thank you very much.